invitation to the swearing-in ceremony of Senator Monday Okpeholo as governor of Edo State is clearly visible for everyone to see on the streets of Benin City, the Edo State capital. The All Progressives Congress APC say they're ready for the big day in spite of hitches in the handover documents received from the outgoing administration.
Although there were a lot of bottlenecks from the government side, this outgoing government side, but of course, at least we have a document that we will work with. The areas where they pointed out have been pointed out to him. And if you see, I came in a little bit late to this program. It's as a result of going around to ensure that everything is in place for tomorrow. So preparation are in top gear, and by tomorrow we will experience a very good handing over and taking over.
The planning of the event did not go down well with the PDP, as Governor Godwin Obaseki had accused the APC of not carrying everyone along. The Labour Party in the state has a similar complaint, but insists that it is not a problem as long as the APC governs Edo State fairly.
We just hope that the APC government will begin to appreciate the fact that everybody in Edo State now will serve under them and be fair to every citizen of Edo State. But I can tell you that very clearly, at the moment, my party has not been invited to the inauguration. Perhaps it's not in their rule to do that.
For those that will be in attendance, security is assured by the police.
The Commissioner of Police, CP Umaru Peter Ozigi, PSC, MNIPS, has also issued a directive to all the divisional police officers, tactical commanders, to ensure that they deploy their men for stop and search and also visibility policing to patrol, to ensure that they're aware of any miscreants that might want to foment or cause any trouble on that day or disrupt any events. I can assure you that we're on top of the game and we'll ensure that it is a seamless one.
From all indications, all roads lead to the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium as Senator Monday Okpeholo prepares to be sworn in as the 6th civilian governor of Edo State.
All right, so there you go. It's a big day in Benin City, the Edo State capital, as we did tell you in our opening sequence. So a lot of people will be expecting different things, really, because it's different strokes for different folks.
Indeed.
Right there in the state, and as expected, big wigs of the APC have gathered there in the state to participate in this particular one. There are several people who will be really happy today in terms of how that has turned out, so which is to be expected naturally. So we'll see. But as you may have seen in that walk opening slide, with the Deputy Governor, His Excellency Philip Shaibu, will be joining us this morning to just talk us through what to expect. Let's go over and see if we can get that. Good morning, Your Excellency. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, Chamberlain. Good morning.
Okay. I see you have a cap. What's going on? What? And a big smile as well. You must be very excited today.
I'm very, very excited. I thank God, and I want to thank all Nigerians, thank Edo people for their prayers. I'm so excited and happy, just in a hurry to go and hand over to the governor and deputy governor elect. I'm so excited. Often is finished.
Oh, fantastic. That's good to know, actually. But wait a minute, you said you want to go and hand over. Is it that the governor is not there to hand over? I mean,
yes.
Since you've been deputy governor, of course you can sit in. Is that the case?
You know, the office of the governor is one. So if the governor is not present, the deputy governor will hand over. But whether it's there or not, I'm already ready to hand over to the deputy governor of deputy governor elect of Edo State. We already have it immediately after the swearing in. We'll go to the office and hand over. All the documents are ready. We were in the office yesterday to show him around, and so we are ready. We are excited and happy.
But is it true what we hear, that the governor is not in town, even though he put up a press release saying, nope, he's right there. What do you know about this?
The governor and I have been a little bit apart. All through I was in the office yesterday. He was not in government house. And I saw him last 4 days back. So I've not seen him for the past 4 days. And I've not had any communication, though he doesn't communicate with me. And we don't talk to each other. I'm very unfortunate. This is the first time in Edo State where a governor and deputy governor, we have to part without talking to each other. I made all the effort, but some of these things don't bring in. Is one of those things that when we are bringing up our children, we really need to be sure that the right lessons are taught. I did all my best to establish that even when tongue and teeth quarrel, they do settle. But today is a day for merriment. Today is a day to settle. Today is not a day of lamentation. But what is key is that I am deeply happy, thankful to God that this day has come, and I'm going to be handing over to a deputy governor-elect. And all my wishes are come to fusion. So I'm happy. I'm happy and thank Edo people, thank Nigerians. I am one deputy governor that I've gone through a lot. Chimbili, you know what it takes for 19 months? 19 months, no salary, no overhead. And you are not owing any staff in the office. You are not owing all your security aids. It's only God that can make that work. And I'm able to keep the sanctity and the sanity of the office of the deputy governor. Nobody will say the deputy governor office is a spare tire again in Nigeria. And that is one thing I've been able to establish. And anybody that wants to behave like Obaseki, we have to think. You remember the Edo episode.
Well, I'm just a little curious, Your Excellency. I mean, I can understand your, your exhilaration and the joy that you feel and the excitement that you feel. I'm looking at you now, and I'm looking at the flags beside you. I see the Nigerian flag, and I see the APC flag. You're back in the APC, is that correct?
Very, very correct. I said this is some of the excitement. You see, I am one of those that was a very young guy that were part of the formation of APC. I started from ACD, APC, and because of loyalty, I went with my governor to PDP. Not because I want to go to PDP. I said that, and I was quoted by the national body of PDP when I said in one of the PDP meetings that I am not in PDP because I want to be in PDP. I'm in PDP because of my loyalty to my governor. And when I returned because of him, I left APC. And because of him, I returned to APC. So my excitement in that God has also used him for me to be able to reunite with my father, which because of him, I had quarrel with Comrade Adam Oshomole and a lot of my other followers. Like I've never stopped saying it, and I was never ashamed to say that fight cost me up to 20% of my original supporters. But I can tell you, my fight back, I've gained that 20% back, and I've gotten more. You know, the legacy coalition, where we returned to APC. When we came to PDP, it was just APC that left to join PDP. But when I was returning back to APC, those that I met in PDP, the origin of PDP, joined me to return to APC. So in a nutshell, APC has benefited from my even going to PDP. So I'm happy that I came in as APC. I am handing over again as APC. So to God be the glory. I feel like putting my dancing shoes.
I've been seeing you dancing really on the campaign trail. But you know, there have been, as I was commenting to Chamberlain this morning, there have been lots of controversy in this handovers, in the preparation to the handover ceremony. There have been talks about how APC has been going about it alone, you know, as if they're going to be a government for APC people alone. And people have been wondering what exactly is going on here. Shouldn't the sitting government also have been involved in the transition activities? They said they set up a committee and they invited members of the APC, but it seems that they were shunned and that they had no hand or no participation in the ceremony that is happening today. Is that correct?
No. That is not correct. That is not correct. You see, because of the attitude of our governor, is still the governor till the ceremony takes place this morning. A lot of us from the government were asked not to associate with anybody without the permission of the governor. So when these committees were being formed, the governor gave directive. So until the directive of relating with others is lifted by him, nobody will relate with any other person. That is how the system works with Obaseki. So when I heard him say that he's not invited, he's not supposed to be invited. It is his program. It's a transition. He's supposed to make funds available. He's supposed to put most of the things in place, bringing the committee have been set by APC. So he is supposed to lead. So if he that is supposed to lead is not available, and those that are supposed to be asked to join to lead are not given instruction, nobody will move. So that's how the system that was work. So all these issues, I was not invited, we are not carried along, is just fallacy. It just will wear a face in the public, which is the normal thing that he has been used to for the past 2 years. So it just disregard that statement. That statement is just to wear.
Your Excellency, I don't think he said we're not invited. I don't think he said we're not invited. I think he said something to the effect that APC is going at it alone, that they have tried to, you know, set up a transition committee. And he was saying that there is a way things are done, that, you know, even if the APC was the one that won, that it is the duty of their office to hand over from one government to the other. But that, you know, that has been truncated by the attitude of the APC. Is it true?
No, it's not true. For instance, I wrote from my office to the deputy governor-elect, and I wrote to him from the office that I need him to send his team to us so that we can start preparation process of handing over. That was last month. And my team and his team have been working. They have been working. And yesterday we had a final meeting to show them areas of gains and areas that we didn't do well, areas we thought they should also improve. We went around and waiting for today to officially now hand over every document, office, and everything to them. So if that has been working well, I wonder why that of the governor is not working. For me, we've been working very well with them.
Yeah, but I mean, you make it seem like as if you're working in silos. I would imagine. Yeah, I would imagine that there will be a transition committee, like we see at the federal level. There is one big committee peopled by members of the APC, members of the PDP, as the case might be, from one government to the other. You know, one big committee. It does what you're painting is a picture of working in silos. Is that what it has been like?
Yeah, that's what it has been. If you check the transition committee, APC formed, the government formed. They met. Yesterday, the transition committee submitted its report. The inauguration committee was also formed, but that of Edo State government, as I speak, I'm the deputy governor. I don't know who is the chairman of the state government committee. I don't know. So I waited before I had to now write my own letter to the deputy governor-elect. Like, look, I need to transit. We need to have this conversation. This inauguration is coming up. I formed a team of 9, and he brought a team of 9, and we've been working together. But that of the governor's office, as I speak, I don't know who is chairman. There was never a day that a committee for inauguration was formed. Only transition. There was a committee for transition, but there was no committee by Edo State government as it is for inauguration. Yeah, there are 2 committees that were formed by APC, transition and inauguration. There's only one that was formed by Edo State government, transition committee, and there was interaction in those committees.
Okay. Let me quickly ask you, do you know how much this inauguration, I know it's APC's Day in the Sun, and of course, as you already pointed out, it's a day for merriment. But even at that, there have been, you just mentioned the fact that, the money wasn't provided by the sitting government, the current government in office that, will be former, which you're a part of, will be former in a few hours. Do you know how much is actually voted to celebrate? Yeah. Do you know how much is actually voted to celebrate the inauguration today?
From the government end or from APC end?
From APC's end. Now. Or from any end?
Well, I don't know. From government end, also I don't know. Mokwe, I've been deputy governor, funding the office of the deputy governor by myself for the past 19 months. For 19 months, Obaseki has not released any kobo to office of the deputy governor of Edo State. My last check as deputy governor was May 25th, 2023. My last overhead as deputy governor was March 18. That was when I got an alert that there was X. So every other activities that we have had in the office is funded. And for the glory of God, I am not owing any staff. I'm not owing the security. Their DTAs are paid, but government is owing me, interestingly. Okay. It's only God that can do the magic. But I'm happy. I'm really happy that I'm happy that I'm ending strong and well, but I'm not happy that Obaseki have left a legacy of division living. It's not a good record that him and the deputy governor and the government that he was a leader is divided at the end. I don't think it's a good legacy anybody will want to bequeath. But no matter what, it's lessons for him, it's lessons for us, and lesson for others that unity is key to any success. Well, I'm just a little. I asked this because don't underrate anybody.
There has been information flying around that. Yeah, there's been information flying around that it costs about 5 billion naira to do the inauguration today, and that the APC took this as a loan from Access Bank. Is it true?
I also read it in. I read it in one of the social media platforms, and I'm not somebody that reacts to social media stories. I prefer if I've gotten that news from channels or I got that news from any other credible station, I will believe. But when it is in the social media, I don't believe such thing. These are all speculation. They are all speculative. I am not aware. Unless I hear or see any story in a credible platform like channel that I can quote and say and believe. So anything I say in the social media, I really don't believe it seriously. But the good news is that a lot of lesson, like I was saying, a lot of lesson has been learned. You see, I just finished mass, the last mass as deputy governor, because when I became deputy governor, I started with mass in a chapel. Just now, we just finished the last mass, and I bade everybody farewell as a Catholic. And I realized that, you see, God have told all of us to go and multiply. God told all of us to go and win souls. When somebody say, go to hell, go to hell, go to hell, everybody go to hell, and only you want to go to heaven, God will not even grant you the heaven, because God asks you to go and win soul. So if only you are coming, you will be lonely in heaven. That's what has happened to Obaseki today. He's going to be lonely. And God will not even grant him heaven because he has not fulfilled the commandment of God to go and win souls to heaven. Instead, he sent everybody to hell. You know, so it's a lesson that I have also learned. And I pray that I survive the loneliness. That is the truth. But today is not a day to cast aspersion. Today, like I said, I want to just have a lot of dancing party. I just finished that of church now. The next one is the social one. So I'm happy. I'm happy that I've ended well. I'm strong. I'm also happy that I'm able to be part of those that brought government back to APC. Yeah, we took APC out of government house, and I'm also part of those that returned APC to government house. So I fulfilled my own task, and I'm happy.
You know, when you go through all of this, yes, you talked about how you're excited and looking forward, but looking back, some regret. Do you think this affects the kind of legacy that you would have wanted to leave at the end of the day?
Yes. It actually affects the legacy because we actually started well. We started very well. I will not, no matter the quarrel, I will say we started well. Chamberlain and Markwe, my heart bleeds. When I watch Pende Insurance lost to Kano Pillars in Samuel Ogumina Stadium on Saturday. I was almost full of emotion. I had to leave the stadium. I couldn't go down to see the player as usual. And unfortunately, when I left, I regretted leaving because I discovered that when I left, the referee and the fans had to go after the referee, which has led to Bender Insurance being fined 4 million, and they'll be deducting points from them. Bender Insurance now is at the bottom of the league. It's something regrettable. But the only joy and consolation is that Edo Queen is doing well in Morak. We've had some great times, some good policies that we've been able to implement. But no matter how good your policies are, when you start fighting everybody, that fight is what the people will see. Nobody will know whether you have done anything good. It is the fight. Obaseki coming to fight the monarch, fight the deputy, fight even his own bishop of the Anglican, fight almost everybody. He has a record of fighting anybody that helps him. That is completely the regret that he should have, and that is what I also have. I was loyal to a fault. And I'll continue to be loyal to whoever I work with. But one thing, like I've always said, loyalty and right are two separate things. Ambition and loyalty have to be separated. And
so
that is where the problem.
Why was he accusing you then of not being loyal?
Yeah, because for him, loyalty means that don't contest an election and I'll just go and sit down. Of which, for me, if you don't want me to contest an election, you should speak to me as an adult. You cannot call me and say, Philip, don't contest this election. If you contest, I will destroy you. You don't use the word destroy. If you contest this election, I will destroy you. I will say so. So for me, immediately he said, if I contest the election, it will destroy me. The activism in me woke up. And for me, it's my right, it's my constitutional right to contest an election. If you don't want me to contest, call me and let me know your program. Sell your program to me. That's what Oshomole did. It took almost 3 months for Oshomole to convince me and my followers to support Obaseki. But eventually, because of Comrade in 2016, we supported him. So if Obaseki wanted to bring an Aswe, the first thing he would have done, if I was him as governor, the first thing I would do, I wouldn't even bring Aswe first. I would sell the cards of let's have rotational office. I'm from Edo South, let's take it to Edo Central. From Edo Central, let's take it for Edo. Sell that first. It was a good story to sell and convincing one. Because he's from Benin, if he told me, look, let's now start zoning. Let's take it to Edo Central. And later on, Edo North. it would have been a story and it would have easily convinced me. After doing that, you can now maybe tell us, okay, now we have agreed to take it to Edo Central. Who do we zero on? You can play politics and now bring Aswe. Maybe Aswe will have now been accepted by us. But you cannot keep your own plans to yourself. Then I have started campaigning to be the governor of the state, meeting you, and you are telling me I have my plans. And I said, what is your plan? He said, your plan does not include me. And you are telling me you learned that I'm already canvassing votes. And if I don't stop, you destroy me. Is that how to talk to somebody? And Philip is one of those that made him governor. And when I said I made him governor, it's true. I'm not saying it out of because we're quarreling. I was drafted from House of Rep. I was doing well in Rep. I was drafted from House of Rep to add value to the ticket, bring political value to his ticket. Then second term, you know what happened? Some of us queued behind him because we believe that Shomole wrongly disqualified him, and for all we saw it as an oppression, and we decided to be activists on that case, and we moved to support him. I won't sacrifice for him. Beyond political sacrifice, Bakwe and Chamberlain, there are a lot of entitlement I refuse to even apply. Why? Because I saw him as somebody that when it comes to money, is on his own. So I avoided anything that had to do with money with him. I don't involve in his contract, the contract. I don't even my personal earnings. I refuse to anything that had to take a file to him for approval. I don't. Why? Because I don't want quarrel. I am deputy governor of Edo State for 8 years now. Only one Land Cruiser official car the governor approved to be purchased for me in the third year of the first term. The second term, I never had any official vehicle by government. I said, that is official entitlement. But I never make a story out of it. I was managing myself all through because that was not my headache. My headache is I want to come and add value. I came from an artist background where my plan is to make name and help to build institution. And because I know if you're able to fix those institutions and they are working, I don't need to be financially compensated. The system will help me in and out. So for me, I came with that mentality, with that ideology of coming to build institutions that will help the governor when he's out of office, help the deputy governor when he's out of office, help the vulnerable when we're all out of office. But unfortunately, we started well, but he is ending Edo State divided. You can see even transition committee, inauguration committee, speculation, division. So you cannot be a leader and you are ending like this and you see the talking in public because he divided the system, he divided the entire state. Father and son cannot talk to themselves. Traditional institution have its own issue. The Christian community is divided. His whole Anglican church bishop, they don't talk to each other. So for me, it's not a good spirit around. But today, I prayed, we just finished Mass, I prayed for him, and I pray that God will help him as he move on. For me, I've moved on. I'm happy, I'm excited. Some of the things I said I'm going to do when I'm going to be handing over, I have the privilege and honor to do them. So when I came in, I know certain things that I didn't get. Now that I'm about to go, I said, whoever I'm going to hand over to, I will make sure that those things are done. Now,
so is it that your entitlements?
So for me, I'm happy.
But is the incoming government, are you likely going to apply that they give you those entitlements that you deserve?
I'm in court on all of them. I took the governor and the Edo State to court on all of them. I am in court in all those issues.
Okay. Then we also understand that the Transition Committee submitted a report, and then they are seeking a probe into the 410 billion naira debt that the state owed. I mean, you were deputy governor. What do you know about this?
Yeah, I think beyond, It's more than, those debts is more than 400 billion. It's a little bit above 600 billion. Yeah. And I think the real thing we need to check, we also need to call back the former speaker. I think FCC and ICPC need to call the former speaker, Marcus Onubu. Some of those debts, looking back now, some of those debts were not approved by the Edo House of Assembly. They were administratively approved. Marcus and the clerk signing document, forging document for approved loan. A lot of those documents were not, those approvals were not done by the House in the plenary. And I think beyond the issue of debt, we should also go deep into the document that the Governor Obaseki submitted for those loans. Some of them that need the resolution of the House did not pass those resolutions. But the Assembly signed and forged document to show that the House of Assembly passed them. So I think a lot of things, in the coming days, a lot of things will come up. And for me, the governor should just face his work. The incoming governor should not bother with Obaseki. Let him just face his work and develop our state immediately. We, Philip Shaibu and others, we will take it from there. After today, from next week or 2 weeks, I'll go maybe for just a week or 2 weeks break. Then we will now start dealing with the issues of those loans and the abnormality in the system. We must get to the root of all this. Why? Because when we were contesting in 2016, Obaseki and I said we are coming to govern the people who are going to be accountable. We say we're going to be accountable. I was given a responsibility. One of the major responsibilities I took in this government was this National Sports Festival. And when I was handing over reports of the National Sports Festival, and I did not only hand over the sight and sound, I handed over audited accounts. I even refunded the remaining balance of money that was left over. That is accountability. And all of us, it is time for us to account for what we did. I took an oath to preserve the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I will follow it to the latter. So going forward, it's unfortunate that we took too much loans, and we inherited small, and we are leaving big debt behind. Debts are something that is desirable when it is necessary, especially for infrastructure. But debts are not for, I've always clamored that you should not take debts, loans for overheads. If you are taking loan, those loans must be tied to infrastructure, but that is the only way those loans can be repaid. So it's unfortunate that there's a lot of them. But my own concern is looking at the documents now, I'm discovering that because I've avoided anything that had to do with contracts throughout Obaseki's government, I avoided it. So, but now I'm looking at the books, checking because of handing over and everything. I'm seeing that a lot of abnormalities are in the documents, and those things in the coming days will bring them to fusion.
You know, because many remember that some time ago, the governor at that time in the last government was saying the government was printing money and spending money. So people were of the impression that no, he will definitely do something different. So are you telling us now that he was aware that these documents were forged and he went on with it, or is it that they forged it but he wasn't aware of something?
Well, I don't want to continue to talk about Obaseki negatively. I was in the system and I know a lot of things that took place, and I know a lot of things I was against. And if you remember, one of his aides came into the one of your program or one of the other stations, your program and the other station's program, that one of the offense of the deputy governor, Philip Shaibu, is that he's always arguing with the governor. He's always arguing with the governor in the ESCO. Why will he be arguing with the governor in the ESCO? Those arguments was as a result of always trying to put them. I came from the legislative arm, and I was not a passenger, using the word. I went through the legislative arm went through me. I was very active in legal drafting. I had to go and buy Eskimo to understand legal drafting. to the extent that my colleagues rely on me even to draft bills. So I went to the house. So I understand the rule of law. I understand policies. So when we were in ESCO, I always bring to their notice that this offends the law, this offends the law, this does not conform with due process but you know, I am somebody when I'm in the system, I'll say my own. If the system want to go ahead, fine. But I can tell you authoritatively that a lot of things were abnormal. And I thought they will be corrected. But unfortunately, I think this is a lesson for all of us that are clamoring for private sector or technocrat to come and be governor. I don't have any problem with it, but I have problem with genuine technocrat. Obaseki came with the toga of a technocrat. But unfortunately, we did not check him properly. Obaseki is just a briefcase technocrat. He has not worked in a major organization that guaranteed that he gained experience to work in government. And he displayed it as governor of Edo State. And when I say we're filling in the gap, I mean we're filling in gap. Obaseki lacks public sector management sense. Those gaps was what we were filling. It doesn't have public management sense. So we had gaps as far as public sector management was concerned. And that actually, Obaseki does not believe that you have to wait for House of Assembly to pass certain thing before it's done. Obaseki does not believe that Civil Service Commission is the only one given the responsibility by the Constitution to employ civil servants. He doesn't believe it. All the employment that he did were done by Greenfield, not by the Civil Service Commission. So there are a lot I can go. Obaseki ran Subeb for 5 years without a board. And I went to him more than 20 times to say, look, sir, this is wrong. This is wrong. Every expenses that is made, this woman is going to be in trouble after government.
So are you confirming, Your Excellency?
Because any document she signed, was not going to be valid because by the law, I was in the House of Assembly where we domesticated Subeb law. And by that law, you must have a board to be able to function. And I will go to him many times. He will not. So
Your Excellency,
I was in the system, I didn't know. I know.
Are you confirming then that it is true that the EFCC has now swooped down on Edo State? Is that correct?
Well, I read it in the newspaper that the AG is arrested. And I put a call to the AG to confirm his phones are not going. So I will agree that it's possible that the AG is actually in EFCC custody because I tried to call him since then, his phones are off. So Is
it the Accountant General or the Attorney General? Is that the Accountant General or the
Accountant General?
Okay.
The Accountant General, Julius, that is his name. Yeah, I've called, he's not picking. So possibly it's in their custody. It's only EFCC that can actually confirm that. But I heard he was arrested by EFCC, and I've been calling him, his phones are off. So it's possible that he's arrested. But the truth is, you see, a day of reckoning is always coming. And if you are, like the governor said, he said he doesn't have problem with EFCC. If EFCC call, he will even hand himself over. It's possible everything he did that we thought is wrong. Maybe it's possible they are right. But if by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and by the law that we have passed in the House of Assembly when our majority leader is something to go by.
Okay, so all the faults now, which you have enumerated, which you have said the governor, the qualities which you said the governor was lacking. I'm hoping, today is Inauguration Day, I'm hoping that the new governor, he certainly must possess those qualities. What will be your expectations then for the people of Edo State as a new government is inaugurated today?
You see, a governor of any state does not need to know everything. But a governor of Edo State or any governor should pray for wisdom. Because when you have wisdom, you employ. Why does the law give you right to employ aides? Because the law knows that you cannot be master of all the profession. That is why it tells you to appoint an accountant general, an attorney general, possibly an AGI in the Ministry of Works and the rest. Why? For you now to use your number 6 to galvanize them towards the vision you want to achieve. But when a governor feels that he knows everything, and whoever, all the people he has employed does not even know, he is an engineer, he will not allow an engineer to even complete his statement and say, I know where you are going. He is the doctor, he will tell the doctor, no, I know where you are going. So when you have a governor like that, problem will come. In Okpeholo that I see him as somebody that is ready to gather people together to work for Edo. And I pray that he's able to do that. And I pray also for him that if there's something on that seat that derail them, especially when they get to second term, I pray that this time, this governor of Okpeholo, that spirit that changes their mentality to become self, will not catch up with him. Instead, God's wisdom will guide him to be able to develop us. For me, I need a governor that will fix our state. And we must pray for Okpeholo to be able to be that governor that we work. Because for me, I'm also afraid now because most of them, second term, everything will just change. So something is telling me maybe there's one spirit on that seat that changes their mentality. Because Obaseki, when I speak to Obaseki, the kind of hope that it gives when we're in the first term, it's not the same Obaseki that I know first term that I know in second term. So that's why, for me, I always tell people, say, pray for Okpeholo, pray for him. And why I'm saying they should pray for him, so that if there's one negative spirit that is on that seat, let us destroy the spirit now and let Okpeholo end better than Obaseki. All
right, Excellency, we know you have to catch up with the inauguration today. We do thank you very much indeed for your time this morning. As a matter of fact, we'll be looking out for your signature dance moves. I think they'll be more energetic this morning. So congratulations.
I scored a goal day first today.
Oh, okay.
And I'm told that the Manchester United are looking for a terrific scorer, and possibly I may be available for them.
I hope they won't cause them to sack the coach. All right. Thank you for talking to us, and all the best.
I want to thank Chamberlain, thank Maupe. I also want to thank Channels. You guys have been great. I want to thank you. I cannot thank you enough, because if you don't give us this opportunity to air our views, people will not know where we are. Thank you, and keep on doing the best. And I'm looking forward to December when you win another award again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
All right, so Business Morning comes up now.